Finna drag me, I don't care. We're grown. I can handle it. I'm a big girl. So, Eve, in my opinion, has what you would call a fairy tale life. From the strip clubs to the gentlemen's clubs with the billionaires. Okay? Married to a billionaire, got a baby by a billionaire. Somebody need to make a song about that. Had a baby with a billionaire, you know what I'm saying? Not millionaire, billionaire, okay? That's a long way from Stevie J. And Stevie J is Diddy's roommate. Come on now, like seriously. And so you would think that after, given where she came from to where she is, there's a way to go about telling your story without it being slightly kind of disrespectful to your husband, and also slightly given like you kind of miss that life. Because as women, and let me talk to you, the women with kids, okay? Not to there ain't no shade to y'all that don't have kids, but when you have kids, there's something that we think that we lose when it comes to ourselves. And it may be our identity, it may be our contribution, it just may be who we are. We feel like everything has changed, and it takes some time to get that back. It takes time, years to get that back, to feel okay with going out and doing you and being you. And I know she feels like, because she's talked about it before, that, people just think like, her husband's a billionaire, so life is perfect. But like, Eve has worked very hard in her career. I mean, she was out of the strip club, into, on stage with the Rough Riders, on television shows, on movies. I mean, and she's been passed around the industry. Passed. And you know what I mean by passed, okay? She claims she's never slept with Dr. Dre, but she got with Suge Knight to piss off Dr. Dre. And it's like, why would you get with Suge Knight to piss off Dr. Dre if you weren't sleeping with Dr. Dre? Because her admitting that she was sleeping with Dr. Dre would ultimately put her in a mistress lane. You get my drift here? So, of course, she skipped up over that, and she wants to say that she never slept with Dr. Dre. I don't believe that personally, because I'm just like, well, why would you go to why would you leave Interscope and go to Suge Knight and sleep with Suge Knight to get back at Dr. Dre to piss him off? You could have just easily signed to Suge Knight. You didn't have to sleep with him. And so I just feel like there's a lot that she's leaving out. But the problem is, it's like, why even come out with the information? What is the purpose of doing this? And so she's, after the baby, she's writing books. She's back on stage performing, trying to reignite that old Eve again. She's back in the rap conversations as if she's trying to make a comeback, because, when you have a baby, life slows down and your life becomes your child. And you got to figure it out. And I just feel like, if we're gonna be quite honest, I just don't think Eve is happy. And I know for y'all will probably be like, what do you mean she's not happy? Like, she's married to a billionaire. She has a great life. Girl, you are the only black person in your family right now. Like, we saw the photos. Your old life does not exist with your new life. It is two completely different time capsules, okay? And now for you to come out here and talk about past relationships as if you're not married, I just don't understand, why is it important for us to know this information if you have a new life? What is this information going to do for us? What is it going to do for you? Because you're sitting on podcasts and on talk shows talking about it and not getting paid. And then she's writing a book about it. I feel like there's a lot of things that Eve can write a book about, but we can leave the past flings alone that passed you around the industry until you got to who you really wanted to get to. Because before him, it was a black billionaire that she was dating, the same one that Yandy was accused of messing with. Oh, yeah. Clock that wine. Okay? So I just don't understand why are we here? Why are we going back in time? Why are we trying to reignite? We love the music. We love you as an artist. We feel like you're one of the girls that made it out. Why are you trying to come back? Ain't nothing up over here. Nothing. And you trying to get out here to say, oh, I got with Suge Knight to get back at, because I didn't like the way Dre was doing my contract and everything. That was very stripperish of you. Very stripperish, very messy. And I just feel like it's tainting this persona that you have going on, and it's not doing any justice. And that's what's making me think that you're not happy or satisfied or content. But I'm going to chop it up to you maybe going through some extended postpartum with you trying to reclaim your identity by trying to recreate relevance when it doesn't matter if you're relevant anymore. You've made it. Winos, do y'all agree or disagree? Let me know in the chat. What do they think?
They said she's bored.
Bored. Thank you. I could have said that in one word. Bored. We know what this is. I'm like, but it'd be funny if your husband sat down and talked about all the women he dated before you. How would you feel? You should be the only one he sees. Like, everybody sees. Nobody should even be bringing. Look at where these men are. I wouldn't even want them coming up in a conversation, let alone in an article beside my husband. At all. Moving on.